Welcome back. We're talking about the upcoming Chicago mayoral election with Mary Datcher, staff writer from the Chicago Defender, and Matt McGill from the Matt McGill Show on WVON. Now, the Defender and WVON partnered for a recent poll that found Mayor Emanuel was leading Chuy Garcia by 10 points with the support of 46% of African-American voters. Let's talk a little bit about endorsements. Now, the reason we're in a runoff, why do you think we're in a runoff right now?
I think it really is the school closings and the way the school closings were handled. I think that is the only reason, and I think the way that Karen Lewis was able to paint the mayor relative to the school closings, paint him as a bully, paint him as somebody not concerned about the neighborhoods on the south and west sides, only focused on the north side and downtown. And that resonated with a large group of people, not only in the African-American community, but in other parts of the city as well. And he hasn't been able to shake that narrative.
And Mary, in the actual election, the first election, which we had, it seems like it was years ago, but there were other there were other people in that race. That made a difference in the outcome too, don't you think?
Absolutely. You had, Alderman Bob Ferrietti, who was running, and he was, on the Progressive Caucus side. He's very anti-Rom.
Right.
He was really, in there on him. And then the remapping of the wards played a major role too, because now you have certain wards like the 16th and the 15th ward, which had the split. So then that's playing an impact on how this is going to turn out too. So with Willie Wilson, he's very, very connected into the African American community, especially the churches, and that played a major role. So with him going around, this is before the election, people knew Mr. Wilson from Sensation, from his donations, his continual philanthropy.
He's been an entrepreneur for a long time in the city of Chicago, very well known. He came out, and right here in the video you're looking at, that's when he endorsed Chuy Garcia. But Matt, you say endorsements really don't make a difference.
I think, if you look at the endorsements that we've had here and some of the surprise endorsements, we talk about politics making strange bedfellows. We have seen some surprising endorsements with this election. I think most people in the African-American community are kind of immune to them a little bit. Look, President Obama came in and endorsed Governor Quinn. Governor Quinn lost. The president, of course, we know, has endorsed Mayor Emanuel. And a lot of my listeners are separating that endorsement from what they want to do.
A lot of people are saying the president coming in, especially when he came in for the Pullman Historic District, that had a lot to do with the way they vote, because they are Obama backers, so they're going to vote for Rom. Do you think that has a lot to do with it, Mary?
Right now, no. Right now, it doesn't. I think right now, with more of the geographical layout, South Side, West Side, the Obama Library, yes. I think when he put it on hold on the announcement side, I think it's kind of a way of him saying, hey, I don't have to tell you to endorse this guy, but I'm going to pull back a bit and we'll find out what the outcome is. And that's his way of just kind of saying, yeah, we could go this way, but then we could not go this way. And I think that's putting a lot of pressure on us.
Do you think that had a lot to do with, him not talking about the Obama Library and putting on hold till after the election? How much of an influence do you think that will have on this election?
You know what, in an interesting way, it's almost being positioned as if the mayor wins, the Obama Library is going to come to Chicago. If he doesn't win, may go to New York. What do you want to do, Chicago?
Right.
So that's just out there, and I think a lot of people are thinking about it in the back of their mind. But I think when you talk about the real issues in this city, especially on the south and west sides of Chicago, yes, Southsiders and Westsiders would love to have the Obama Library here, but they are more concerned about red light cameras, schools, safety. You look at the violence that's going on, and job opportunities. Those right there, even though the Obama Library would be an economic stimulus, people are still going for the things they can feel right now.
Yeah, Chuy last night said one of the reasons why we're in a runoff is because people want to change. They didn't automatically just vote for Rahm Emanuel to be reelected. They want to change. Do you agree, Mary?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that this election is a pinnacle that the entire nation is looking at, because it's saying, hey, you just can't come in and do what you think you're going to do without us having some input, without us feeling like we're not a part of it. And it's going to be a determining factor, and whoever comes into that office needs to understand the power is in the hands of the voter, and that's why it's so important for us to vote.
Thank you so much, Mary and Matt. April 7th, vote. Go out and vote for your new mayor. Thank you to our guests. You can find the Chicago Defender online at chicagodefender.com, and you can hear Matt every day from 6 to 9 a.m., by the way. Thanks for staying up with us on WVON AM 1690. And when we come back, this year American television welcomed new programming reflecting the diversity of its viewers. But a recent article suggested the trend was troubling to white actors. Needless to say, a lot of people had a lot to say about that. We're going to talk about it with some industry insiders after the break.